Hello, everyone. This is Mark Matheson with Voices and Views, and my guest now is Dr. Susan Wolff. She is the CEO of Great Falls College-MSU. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
Now, you've been here as the CEO how long?
5.5 months.
Okay, and where did you come from?
My last position was out in Oregon. I was actually in Oregon in the state of Washington for the last 37 years. And the last position in Oregon was as Chief Academic Officer at Columbia Gorge Community College, located in Hood River and the Dalles, Oregon, in the Columbia River Gorge.
Well, I know that's a beautiful area and a lot of nice people out here. And but I got to ask, what brought you to Montana?
This is my home state. So I had the opportunity to come home. I was born on a ranch in Hall, Montana, which is between Drummond and Phillipsburg, just about 50 miles east of Missoula. And there has never been an opportunity for me to come back to this state to do what I do. And I've been in higher education administration at the community college and university levels, like I said, for the last 37 years with some teaching thrown in there. And when I was approached by a consulting firm that there was an opening in Montana, of course I was very interested. And when she told me about the job and the college and I did my research, I was even more excited. And so applied for the position and was very fortunate to have been hired.
Always nice to see people being able to come back home to where they feel their roots are and still make a good go of things. So tell me about your family here in Montana.
Yeah. Well, our, like I said, our ranch is in the Flint Creek Valley, again, right outside of Hall. And my brother is the fourth generation on the ranch. My brother actually was an attorney here in Great Falls for 32 years before going back to the ranch. And now his son is on the ranch as the fifth generation. So we have deep, deep roots. My mother's family is from the Miles City area. Her father, Frank Jelinek, started the Miles City Saddlery. Going back to my dad's side of the family, the Bushes and the Pounds were in the Big Timber area as merchants and sheep ranchers. My great-grandmother, Ida Pound, was one of the first school teachers in the state of Montana. My grandmother on my dad's side was also a school teacher, so we have a long line of educators in the family as well as people in the ranching life.
Oh, that's quite a background.
It is a background. And then I went on and got my bachelor's degree at Montana State University. So how fun is it for me to come back and now be part of my first alma mater? I just couldn't be more excited.
Well, good. We are certainly glad to have you here in Great Falls and especially at the college here. So tell us, what are some of the things that you are bringing to the table for the college and community?
Well, I think, again, I bring to this community and the college a very deep understanding of rural life. That's the way I grew up. Many of the positions I held out in Oregon were in rural communities, especially the last one, very, very small communities. So I have the ability to work very closely with people in all walks of life. I can work with elected officials, had a lot of experience doing that as well. But I understand the way people in rural communities think and the way they live and the way they work. And Great Falls certainly is not a small community. It might be to some people's standards, but it has a large enough economy, economic base here to make it viable for a lot of people, no matter what, they may want to do, but yet small enough where everybody still knows everyone. And one of the things I really like about being here is the community supports this college very, very much. And I'm fortunate that way. I'm not having to explain what we do. They know what we do. I've had many people say they drive by here day and night and on the weekends and they see the parking lot full. That way they know that their taxpayer dollars are being used very wisely. That's very important to me, that we recognize that, we respect that these are not our dollars, they belong to someone else, and we want to give value back. I'm also very interested in community-based learning, service learning, again, where students are out in the community. They can be in a classroom, they can be learning course content, but putting application to that and understanding how you do have to have good communication skills, good customer service skills. And when you contribute back to the community and see a smile on somebody's face, that means that all that work and effort you've done to get your degree or your certificate, you're well on your way. You're going to be a good citizen no matter where you go and what you do. All those things are important to me.
Yeah. So, what are some of the new things going on with the college?
I don't know where to quite start on that because, when I first came, a lot of the media were asking me what things was I going to change. And I said, well, I didn't come here to change anything right now because I wanted to take the time to really listen and get to know things. Well, now I'm in that mode where I've switched over from listening to needing to make sure some things happen. One of the things, as people may have heard or read about in the newspaper, is we have a Canadian company from Montreal that's expanding its operations to Great Falls. We're very excited. This is a company that wants to give back to the community. They're not here just to take, but they want to become part of the fabric here. That's going to require us to triple our capacity in our welding program. We hope that's enough. But we're right now working very hard on how do we fund that, because two-year colleges don't have a bank account or a pot of money just sitting here to develop new programs or to expand programs. And of course, it's coming in between legislative sessions. So I don't have money to do what I need to do. On the other hand, if I don't take the risk and do it, they're going to go somewhere else, or they may import workers. We don't want that to happen. That can't happen. We have people in Montana who need these jobs. We have people who had to leave to go get work somewhere else. They've got to come back here. We want them back. So I'd have to say the business community has been absolutely wonderful in helping us plan for this. We received some donations. I'd be very interested in having other companies come in and talk to me to say, how can I help? Because we are going to have to hire more faculty, more shop aides. We're going to have to do some building expansions. We're going to have to double the number of welding, machines that we have in the lab. And but we're going to make it happen. Failure's not an option. This company is looking to this college. They were very much impressed when they came and visited us. They've been here 4 times. We went to Montreal for a week, and we're going to make it happen. I don't have all the answers just yet, but I've got a lot of smart people working on it. And again, the community's been very excited, and we're going to make a difference for Great Falls. So that's one thing that we're doing.
Well, that's great because, students coming here, they've put in a lot of time and energy as well as financial outlay in order to get a better job.
Right, right.
So we gotta think about the kids and adults. I know from experience that there's a lot of non-traditional students here. Right. I was here from 2006 to 2009 and was even able to convince enough kids into electing me as student president the last year. And, one of the things that I felt was important, even though I had no use for it myself, was the daycare. Mm-hmm. And I worked in my position in order to push a daycare for the students. And I think something has happened with that. So please tell us about the daycare center.
I will tell you about that. We have been working very closely. Again, we received some funding from the legislature, and we received some very wonderful donations from this community, from our student government, in order to have the daycare center. It will be open on January 14th. They have, we took ownership of the building, I think it was right the middle of December 12th, I want to say. And they've been busy moving in and getting all the equipment set up. And, primarily we wanted the slots available for our students because, as you mentioned, and as we all know, when you're going to school and if you have little ones, if you're worried about what's happening to them and what kind of care they're getting, you're not going to be able to fully focus on your schoolwork. So having daycare right next to us, it's right out behind the building here, will make such a difference for them. We are contracting with a company called Children's Choice. And that way they will be in charge of all the operations and the curriculum, and we'll be maintaining the building because it's ours. And Sylvia Love is the local coordinator for that program. We currently have 60 slots available. And we are now, other people in the community besides the students, faculty, and staff are able to apply to have their children there. The infant rooms, we have 2 infant rooms, and those filled immediately. So that's exciting. And there are some people on the wait list, and we'll always take more names. But, and we know it might be slow starting out this winter semester or spring semester, but clearly it's going to make such a difference for our students and for the community to have that. So again, I want to thank the community for being so generous in making that happen.
Well, yes, they deserve a lot of credit there, and I'm just appreciate the fact that it has become a reality, because that was something so many students were asking for. So,
Right.
what else is coming up?
Well, I'd like to let the community know that, as many of them know, we did not have admit students into our nursing program this year. We had a change in the faculty and the director positions. We've hired a nursing faculty who will start next week, and then we will be interviewing for a nursing director. So we will be having our LPN nursing program start up again for fall semester of 2013. And the exciting thing is we've been working with MSU Northern to offer their 2-year ADN degree right here in Great Falls, so students would not have to leave. And the other thing is we are expanding the number of seats in the licensed practical nursing, or the LPN program, from 20 to 30. And then Havre will expand the number of seats in their 2-year program again from 20 to 30. So we're expanding the capacity for this North Central region for more nurses. So that's very exciting. We can't wait to get them all on board and get that program back up and running. We've had more students enrolled in the pre-nursing program this current year than we have in years past. So the interest is still very, very strong. Another exciting thing that I would like to tell the community about is our dental hygiene students. There's a strong community giving component to that curriculum, and they've been going to Kalispell the past few years to work with the community over there on a Project Homeless Connect. And that's where you provide the dental hygiene care for people who do not have homes. And our students said, well, if we're going to Kalispell and doing this, and other communities in Montana have this program, why don't we bring it to Great Falls? And our students did that. I'm just so very proud of them for doing that. And Kim Volosian is their faculty member and program director. That's going to be January 26th here on the campus. And we're working with all the other social service agencies here in town. And it's going to be kind of a one-stop shop where people can come in, and if they need to get driver's license, or they need to get health care, or we're also doing a winter clothing drive. We just really want to make a difference for people right now who don't have some of the things that you and I have. So again, so very proud of our students.
Yeah. I was always impressed with the many things that the students did here for the community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice for the community to know that the college is here not just for students, but for the community.
Right.
So, Susan, could you give us contact information on this event?
Yes, the Project Homeless Connect event that our dental hygiene students have put together. Again, it's January 26th from 10 to 3. That's a Saturday here at Great Falls College. If you want more information, the phone number is 268-3726.
All right, so put that on your calendars.
As we, get ready for legislative sessions, testimony that students give is so much more impactful than anything that I can say. Or if a business person talks about the value of the college, again, it speaks in a greater volume than what we locally can do. And right before Christmas, we had one of our non-traditional students come in. Her goal is to become a dental hygienist. And she took her college entrance exams and didn't place at the math level that she was hoping for. So she worked with the ABLE program here, which is really a program with the Great Falls Public Schools for Adult Basic Learning, GED, and really worked on her math skills. And 2 weeks later took her entrance exam again. And she scored high enough in math to get into the math class that she wanted. when she was given that score, she just fell to her knees sobbing because she knew that she was finally going to get to start on that path for her educational goal. And I think everybody here at this campus had tears in their eyes. In fact, I do right now when I think about what a difference we make for people, whether they are just right out of high school, whether I often say this might be the 37th time that somebody has tried to go to school and make a difference in their lives. And two-year colleges, we're always here for those students when the time is right. No matter what their circumstances are, their skill levels, we will help them make a difference.
That's really good. Now, this is one of the things that has changed since I was here as a student, is that adult education. Mm-hmm. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that for people that are interested in getting the GED or being able to come to college, but they had flunked out of high school or something.
And sometimes it's not even that they, had difficulty in high school. It could be you and I right now. If I took my placement test and took the math portion, I'd probably be scoring like a -50, because math is something that if you don't use it every day and all the time, you forget the concepts. It's like a foreign language. And often people, they have a high school diploma. They might have even gone to college before, but they've been out working for years. And they want to have a career change, and they come in and they find out they need that little bit of extra help. So there are two places to go. If you don't have a high school diploma or a GED, that program is held here at Great Falls College. It is administered through the Great Falls Public Schools, but housed here, which I absolutely love, because when you do complete that GED, all you have to do is walk around the corner and get yourself registered in the college classes. So I just smile about that. That's part of the role of a two-year college. We've been going through what they call mission expansion, or the College Now work from the Commissioner on Higher Ed and the Board of Regents for all of the colleges of technology to become fully functioning two-year colleges. So we provide, with the Great Falls Public Schools, this opportunity for people to come back as adults or students right out of high school that maybe didn't finish and need some help. We provide the career and technical education programs, certificates and degrees, the college transfer. We also provide the community outreach for people who just want to learn a new skill or a task. And then we also, community development is a big part, community and workforce development. We've been focusing this fall on the transfer. So you know that you want to go to the College of Engineering or you want to go to the College of Business somewhere. Why not come to Great Falls College for your first 2 years? It's going to be much less expensive. You're going to have smaller classes. You get to know your faculty. You're going to leave here with those credits and then go on and transfer to another institution. And I think the community may not know that we have that part of our mission. And our enrollment has grown in that, as well as our dual credit, where students who are still in high school can be taking classes and be earning college credit at the same time that they're earning their high school credit too. So we're kind of a one-stop shop for a variety of things, depending on where you are in your life and what you need.
Yeah, well, I'm proof positive that some of us older ones can learn a few new tricks, and this college here, I just can't say enough about it for how much they helped me. Mm-hmm. So now, what is some of the future plans that you can divulge?
I can't divulge. Yeah, I have all kinds of plans and thoughts, but some of them are still percolating. One thing I would like to talk about is on January 31st, we're going to be having an event here called Untame Your Intellectual Spirit. And what that's all about is, as part of our new name and mission expansion, it'll be kind of the unveiling of our logo and of our name. But I wanted it to be more than that. I said, oftentimes people in Great Falls feel that we were left out when the legislature long ago allocated where the universities were going to be, the four-year institutions. Great Falls didn't get one of those. But that doesn't mean you don't have options here. So we have invited all of the people who provide higher education in the community to participate with us that night and celebrate that yes, you can. Being in Great Falls, you don't have to leave, and you can have many, many options to continue your education. So University of Great Falls will be here. We have Park University that works with the base. MSU Bozeman will be here because they have their Bachelor's of Nursing program. Northern's going to be here. Billings is coming. We're just very, very excited about that. It will also be a business after hours. So the whole community is invited. And again, it's just a time to celebrate that continual learning. Lifelong learning is important for all of us because it's no longer the world of work today where you go and you gain skills or knowledge and you'll stay in the same job all of your working life. Statistics show now that a person will change careers, not just jobs, but careers 3 to 5 times in a lifetime. I've even seen that 5 to 7 times. So, Great Falls has options and opportunities, and we're going to celebrate that. So tonight at the City Commission meeting, they'll actually proclaim January as Higher Education Month in Great Falls.
Oh, super. That is great. So as far as the future, we've talked a little bit about expanding programs. Is there going to be any physical expansion in the future that you know of?
Well, there'll have to be because we will grow. We will continue to grow because we feel that Great Falls is right on the verge of becoming a very vibrant community again. My parents were here during World War II. My dad was stationed up on Gore Hill. And Mom will talk about, how vibrant the downtown was. And we all know, what a sad day it was when the smelter closed, and when the tower came down because the economy really took a blow. And it's taken Great Falls a while to get back. But, we can hear that we want to expand agri-processing here, value-added food products. With the expansion of the steel companies coming in and people manufacturing the modules for the oil, the oil fields, that's going to bring supply chain businesses here to support them. So we will be growing as a community, and that's good. We, for a community to be healthy, it shouldn't be relying on one economic sector to the point where Great Falls has had to rely on the military. They're wonderful partners. We want to make sure they're here, that their missions stay very active and vibrant too, but we need to expand that economic base. And so we will have to always be ready to expand our curriculum and our programs. I'm hoping to find planning dollars to develop an academic master plan, a strategic enrollment plan, which then those would feed into a facilities master plan, which also helps with a strategic plan. There will come a time when we have to expand, add some new buildings. Will they be general purpose classrooms? I don't know. Will it be a business incubator center? That's one thing I think about is, can we have an innovation center here where people want to start their business, but they can't afford to lease their own space or they don't have the equipment? Can we be that place? I've got some other ideas I've been talking about with the local school district. So I think we can expect to see some expansion.
Good.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
That's why I said I switched from saying I'm going to listen and I don't have any ideas of changes I want to bring. I've now moved over to the other side where my very creative brain is percolating on many ideas.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So this is going to be on the 31st.
Yes.
And starts at 5?
It's going to be starting at 5 o'clock, and it will be in the atrium.
Mm-hmm.
So on the north side of the campus, come in where the new addition is. And that's where all the displays will be and people from all the, not only Great Falls College-MSU, but also the other entities for higher ed. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll have a program that will be in Heritage Hall. So I just hope everybody can come out and help us celebrate.
Well, that'll be exciting. I look forward to that myself. So is there anything else that you'd like to add about your time here, your hopes, your life experience? I mean, we'd love to hear.
More about that.
Yeah.
Growing up, I always knew I was going to go to college. In our family, it was just understood we would go. And So I went 2 years at Carroll College, and then I was out of school for 3 years, and then went back and completed my degree at Montana State University. And then every 10 years, it seems like I have to go back to school. So then I went and got my master's degree at Oregon State University. I lived in Corvallis, Oregon for, off and on, probably 23 years. And then 10 years after that, after I completed that degree, I started my doctorate degree. I was working at Clark College in Vancouver, Washington at the time, and it just felt right to go back. And so at that time, I went half-time at the college in Vancouver and started working at Oregon State University. It was just a very exciting time in my life. So I love to learn. I'm always eager to learn new things. And I have 2 children I'd like to talk about. My daughter and her husband and the 2 younger grandkids live in Bellingham, Washington. They were just here for Christmas, so they got to experience below zero temperatures for the first time. I think they were probably eager to get back home. My older granddaughter lives in Portland, Oregon. And then my son lives in Littleton, Colorado. So he was also up for Christmas. So very proud of my kids. So I guess now geographically I'm kind of located about halfway in between there. But it's so important for me to be back in Montana. I'm now just 2.5 hours away from my mom, who's going to be turning 92 in March. And then my sister and her husband live in Drummond, and my brother and sister-in-law are there on the ranch in Hall. So again, I'm so excited, I have worked at Oregon State University 3 times, and so I have experience at the university level, but my real love is at the 2-year level. That's where I feel we can make the difference, and we see it more quickly, and we meet people where they are. We accept people for who they are, what they're bringing. No matter what's happened in someone's life, they're coming in with some experience that we can all gain from. And it's important that we respect that. So to be leading a 2-year college and yet be part of Montana State University is just a dream come true, and being home. So I just want to thank the people here who hired me.
Oh, I think you're a great asset to the school, to the town, to the state.
Oh,
so
thank you. Well, I'm busy. I'm on the chamber board, and I joined the ag committee there, and I'm on the Great Falls Development Authority board. United Way is talking to me about joining their board, and I joined Rotary right when I came because I was in Rotary when I was in Hood River. So I feel like I have met so many wonderful people and just have spent a lot of time the last few weeks with our local legislators, and I look forward to seeing their good work in the session that starts next week. And so it's just been a lot of fun to be here.
Well, we really appreciate you taking out a little time to spend with us so that we could introduce you to the community over the radio.
Well, thank you. And I want to put a plug in too. I am nothing but a fan of public radio and TV. So it was an honor to be here and to be able to make a contribution to public radio and be part of the station. So when my alarm clock goes off in the morning, I'm listening to public radio. So thanks for being here.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, public radio is really something that we don't want to let slip between the fiscal cracks.
We don't. It's too important. Where else do we get to really hear the intimate stories about our communities?
Yeah.
And it's such a difference. We're just not focused on the big stories. We're focused on, I think, what matters. It's like businesses. We can have big businesses come in, but this state, and I think really the country, it's our small business owners that are the fabric of what happens here. So it's the stories of those people that we want to hear. And also I was just listening to Jerry Jennings talk about all the upcoming winter hikes that they're involved with the Montana Wilderness Association. And, if you don't get the newspaper and, how else are you going to find out about these things?
Yeah.
And Great Falls has wonderful musical opportunities with the symphony, and I bought the tickets for the Broadway series. It's just so fun. But public radio is very, very important.
Well, good. We are glad to have you on our team.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for being here in our building.
Well, we all work together. So we've been talking to Dr. Susan Wolff. She is the new CEO and the 6th one of Great Falls College-MSU. And it's a pleasure to have you taking the lead here. And we look forward to talking to you again.
All right. Thank you very much.